And the race is on. Jackie Flash away a step slow. Lovey Lee burst right out to the front. My Sister Cleary going to go with that one. And those two speed toward that turn. Platinum Gem down toward the inside. It's a handy third. Then comes Big Treat, Adios Babe. The two favorites are fourth and fifth right now. They're two clear of Irish Lace and Jackie Flash. Those two now share the back. About 6 or 7 front to back as they have just under a half mile left to go. And Lovey Lee to catch. Lovey Lee a half length in front. Now 3/4 as My Sister Cleary on the outside is second. A length more then. Back to Adios Babe who starts to move up on the outside. Platinum Gem. The gray stays toward the rail, tucked in just 2 lengths behind as they come past the 5/16 pole. 22 seconds for an honest opening quarter mile. Lovey Lee leads them to the top of the stretch. My Sister Cleary, Adios Babe on the far outside, trying to charge after this long-time leader. Platinum Gem just in behind. Big Treat swings into action. Here's Big Treat in the white cap, starting to motor home at about the 5 path, but Adios Babe takes over the lead. Adios Babe at the furlong pole. The lead's now 2. Down the outside, Big Treat. My Sister Cleary, Lovey Lee still battling on toward the inside, but Adios Babe and Heavy on Toledo going clear late. It's going to be Adios Babe to win the opener here at 6-5. Adios Babe won it by 4.5, 5 in the end. Lovey Lee held second over Big Treat. Fourth was My Sister Cleary. And the race is on. Jupiter Blues from the inside shows the best early speed. 2 Guns, the favorite is right there, and Colonel Mike glued to that one's hip on the outside. So the 2 stablemates just in behind. The early leader, who is Jupiter Blues. Jupiter Blues a half length in front of 2 Guns in second. Colonel Mike a length back after that in third. It's a length and a half more, then back to No Me Digas, and another 3 back to Texpectation, who's the early trailer, fifth and last, about 8 or 9 off the lead. They go by the 5 furlong marker, and on the front end, it's Jupiter Blues leading it by a length to 2 Guns in second. Opening quarter in 23 1/5 seconds. Jupiter Blues skips along now a length and a half in front. 2 Guns continues on in second. Making some ground now is No Me Digas. Colonel Mike was the first one to come under a drive, and Texpectation rallying up from the back. Jupiter Blues winds around to the 3/8 pole. The lead down to 3/4 of a length now. 2 Guns pressing just a touch closer from second. No Me Digas continues toward the inside. Colonel Mike still being pushed upon, but is gaining a little bit of ground now. And Texpectation, the 5 of them just separated by about 3.5 or 4 lengths now as they come to the top of the stretch. 2 Guns right up alongside of Jupiter Blues. Those two by the 3/16 pole. Just in behind them, No Me Digas swings toward the outside. Down the far outside, Texpectation continues to slowly progress. 2 Guns hits the front at the furlong pole. The favorite 2 Guns quickly 2 lengths in front. Texpectation right down the outside. Jupiter Blues still fighting on. It's 2 Guns in front. Texpectation up to second. 2 Guns at 1-2. We're going to win it here by about 3.5, 4 in the end. Texpectation was second, third Jupiter Blues, and fourth was No Me Digas. And the race is on. Honor My World away just a half step slow. Good start for Bruce Banner, who heads out to the early advantage. Honor My World now rallying up toward the inside after the slow beginning to challenge for that second spot as Boffo Kid and Street Glider also right there in that second flight. But it is Bruce Banner who's going to bring him onto the main track in front by almost 2. Honor My World, Street Glide, Boffo Kid, they're together, second, third, and fourth. Joining them, Gambling Czar to the outside is 4 of them in that pack in behind this leader. It's another 5 lengths then back to Reconvene, who's the early trailer. 6.5 furlongs left to go, and it's Bruce Banner. 23-2 was the time for that opening quarter mile. Bruce Banner by 2. Gambling Czar up on the outside, Street Glide between horses. Honor My World trying to hold that rail position is now back to 4th. As Boffo Kid moves in a little closer in 5th. It's now 5 or 6 more back to Reconvene, who trails. 5 furlongs left to go as they're just about to that turn, and it's been Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner there a length and a half. Gambling Czar trying to get a little bit closer from that second spot. A Street Glide now back a position in 3rd. Boffo Kid moves up a spot in 4th. Honor My World 5th toward the inside under a drive. Meanwhile, Bruce Banner's cruising up top. Bruce Banner still under a good hold with just over 3 furlongs left to go. The lead's back out to a length and a half now. Pushed along Gambling Czar. Street Glide still fighting down toward the inside. Those two just a length and a half off the top. It's 5 more then back to Boffo Kid. Honor My World, Reconvene is last. Bruce Banner to the top of the stretch. These top 3 have gotten away. Street Glide down toward the inside, going to look for a seam at the fence. To that one's outside comes Gambling Czars. They have 3/16 of a mile left to go. Bruce Banner down toward the inside. Street Glide trying to squeeze through a tight opening down toward the inside. And here comes Street Glide up on level terms. Bruce Banner and Street Glide. Street Glide on the inside goes to the front. Bruce Banner back to second. It's 4 more than back to Gambling Czar on the outside. But a final 16th to go. Street Glide in front. Michael Sanchez rides the rail to victory here. 9-2 on Street Glide. Going to win it by 4 in the end. Bruce Banner was second. Gambling Czar third. Reconvene got up for 4th. And the race is on. Fifth Circuit in the center showing good early speed. No Show is driving through in the pink colors to challenge that one. And Molshushu down toward the inside, but it is going to be Fifth Circuit to lead him. Tranquila Ruby up on the outside now coming up to challenge for second along with No Show. Molshushu now back fourth. Length more back to Eloper, who's in the fifth position. It's another 2.5 after that. Back to Ida Boss in sixth. And another 3 back to the slow starting Jenka, who's seventh and trailing and about 9 or 10 off the early lead as they have 6 furlongs left to go in their journey. And it's Fifth Circuit and Manny Jimenez in front. Fifth Circuit took him through an opening quarter in 23 and 1/5 seconds. A lineup of 3 just in behind. Molshushu toward the fence. No Show between horses. And Tranquila Ruby under a drive a little bit early on is back in fourth. It's a length and a half more than to Eloper in fifth. Another 3 lengths back to Jenka, who's out of last. Ida Boss now the trailer. They head into that far turn, just over a half mile left to go. Fifth Circuit has made every yard thus far. No Show getting a little bit closer now. Molshushu still 2 lengths back, but third. Down in behind that one comes Eloper, who's up a few spots, is now fourth. Jenka starting to pass Tranquila Ruby, who's back second last, and Ida Boss trails. Fifth Circuit confronted by No Show right at the 3/8 pole. Molshushu waiting in behind, going to steer toward the outside, it looks like, for the drive. Another 2 more back to Eloper in fourth as they turn to the top of the stretch. No Show, Fifth Circuit. Here's Molshushu on the outside. No Show hits the front. No Show and Horacio Caramanos. Molshushu geared up on the outside, and these two quickly separate themselves. They've pulled 4 lengths ahead now of Fifth Circuit, who's left back in third. Late run down the outside from Ida Boss. Down at the fence is Eloper, but past the furlong pole, Molshushu goes to the front. No Show counters right back toward the inside. These two after a 16th of a mile to settle their score. Down on the inside, No Show, Molshushu. No Show's back in front. Molshushu back to second. No Show just in front. No! And No Show came out into the 3 there and unseated the jockey, Molshushu. Unseated the rider. Molshushu is back up and running. And the race is on. Good start for Hasn't Had Enough out wide. Stop the Spread is showing good speed. Define driving through down toward the inside. Those 3 the fastest here early on. Moonshine's up on that early gallop in the green. Silk's out in fourth. But it is going to be Hasn't Had Enough and Define. Those 2 1-2 now. Between them, Stop the Spread away in third. Moonshine back a couple spots now as Tapadine moves up to that one's outside. Down on the fence, Vaccination advances from sixth. In behind in the red color, Seven Bridges Road is running along in seventh. Tapping on the brakes there was Master of None in the 8th position. Centurion has 1 beat early on. That's Lucanasa, who's the trailer. They have 5.5 furlongs remaining in their journey and Hasn't Had Enough. Antonio Gallardo lead him through an opening quarter in 23 and 2/5 seconds. Tapadine Stop the Spread and Define down toward the inside. They're second through fourth. Just in behind them, Vaccination. Seven Bridges Roads has advanced a little bit in the red colors, drawn within 4.5 of the leader. As they wind into that turn now. Hasn't Had Enough still there. Stop the Spread, Tapadine out 3 deep. Vaccination continues fourth down toward the inside, 3.5 off the leader. Right to that one's outside, Seven Bridges Road. The opening half in 46 and 4. It's been Hasn't Had Enough all the way thus far. 3 furlongs left to go, leads at a length and a half to Stop the Spread. Seven Bridges Road continues to travel up nicely, is now up to second on the outside in the red colors, and coming after this leader, Hasn't Had Enough, who turns for home in front. Seven Bridges Road, Jorge Ruiz looks confident in the irons there in second, and here comes Seven Bridges Road after the lead. Seven Bridges Road takes off. Quickly opens up 4 in a flash. Vaccination down toward the inside. Hasn't Had Enough is now back third. Trying to see if anyone's running out from the back. Centurion's putting in a nice bid down the outside along with Lucanasa. But a final 16th to go. Seven Bridges Road is well clear. Seven Bridges Road at 9-2. Going to go on to win this one. Let's call it 8.5, 9 in the end. Vaccination was second. Centurion third. Master of None finished fourth. And the race is on. Lord of Mischief away just a half step slow. Childers, as expected, showing good speed. Catalina Express is right there in second as they bend into that turn. From the outside, Study Committee and Park Place, the 2 favorites are out third and fourth. From the outside, Attaché is back in fifth. That one's outside, comes Dither in sixth. And Lord of Mischief is the trailer with a half mile to go, and Childers clears off. Heavy on Toledo and Childers a length and a tail. In front of Park Place, who gets a little bit closer now from that second position as they wind around that far turn. Childers still there, a length and a quarter now. In the second spot is Park Place. They're 2 lengths clear. Trying to get a move on Attaché out wide. Study Committee is back third. Down on the inside, Catalina Express. They still got to come get Childers. Childers to the top of the lane. Off the turn in front now by 2. Park Place In that second position, Catalina Express down toward the inside trying to come through. Study Committee Attaché is leveling off nicely on the outside and making a run. A final furlong to go. Childers is still there. The lead 2.5. Attaché might be the main danger. Catalina Express coming up between horses as well. Childers has to make another 16th of a mile. Here's Attaché and Jose Riquelme on the outside. Childers, Attaché on the outside. Attaché and Childers, they drive to the wide. Attaché looked to get up and get it. Childers was second. Then came Catalina Express and Park Place. And the race is on. Milica came away a step slow. Good start for Sal's Blue Jacket, who heads right out to the early advantage. Up from the outside, Continental Congress was away in good order and driving through in the purple colors. That's Bodie's Heritage to take over third. And behind that, Woods Holt moves into fourth. Don't Tell Darren's fifth. And down on the inside, sixth, the hard way is sixth. It's 3 or 4 more then back to the slow starting Milica, the early trailer. Just over 6 furlongs left to go, and it's Sal's Blue Jacket and Michael Sanchez to set the tempo. Sal's Blue Jacket in front by a length. Continental Congress stalks that one. The favorite is now second, 23-1 for the opening quarter mile. Bodie's Heritage stays down toward the inside from third. Out on the far outside goes Woods Hole. Inside of that one, Don't Tell Darren. The top 5 covered by about 3. It's 2 more then back to 6th, the hard way, and another 3 back to Milica. Just over a half mile left to go in their journey. Sal's Blue Jacket has been there the entire way, leads at 3/4 of a length. The Continental Congress, who tugs a little bit closer now from second. Pushed along to keep up with them is Bodie's Heritage. Don't Tell Darren's on the move. Was fourth, is now putting a nose into third and only 2.5 off the leader. 5/16 of a mile left to go. Sal's Blue Jacket. Here's Continental Congress right up alongside, and Continental Congress on level terms now with Sal's Blue Jacket as they spin to the top of the lane. Don't Tell Darren going to move toward the outside. Trying to get a move on from the back. 6th, the hard way is trying to run on as they have 3/16 of a mile left to go. Continental Congress takes over and opens up 4. 6th, the hard way on the outside now trying to rally up into second with Don't Tell Darren. Down on the fence is Bodie's Heritage, but inside the final furlongs, it's all Horacio Caramanos and Continental Congress. Clear out here by 7 or 8 lengths. 6th, the hard way, Don't Tell Darren second, and third, Continental Congress. Let's call it 9. 6th, the hard way was second. Don't Tell Darren was third. 4th went to Bodie's Heritage. And the race is on. Wicked Intent came out very slowly, missed the start by 3 or 4 lengths. Good start for Please Marry Me, who heads out to the early advantage. Daisy B up from the outside is fourthly placed. Stepper, the favorite, right there in the early mix as well, was out a joint second. And behind them, Labrodi toward the inside is out fourth. In the red colors is Hot Choice in fifth, charging through between horses inside the box. Down at the fence, Sawani Chick, reaching strides right there as 4 of them line up there, 5th through 9th. It's a break of 2.5 more then back to Beyond a Surprise. Down to that one's inside Reina de Verano, and it's another 4 back to the slow starting Wicked Intent, who is the trailer. 5 furlongs left to go. 23-2 was the time for that opening quarter mile rather. Please Marry Me goes to the far turn, a length and a half in front of Daisy B in second. Stepper in between horses, Labrodi right to her inside. Starting to make up some ground. Hot Choice there in the red colors. 5 wide here for Reaching Stride, who's only 3.5 off the lead as they go by that half-mile pole. On the front end, Please Marry Me continues on. 46-4, the time for the opening half mile. Please Marry Me, a length and a half. Labrodi and Stepper. Daisy B quickly back to 5th now, being passed on the outside by Reaching Stride. Inside the box is looking for room down toward the inside. Trying to get a move on is Sawani Chick. They've all got to come get Please Marry Me. Please Marry Me leads them to the top of the stretch. Stepper just in behind, going to swing toward the outside, still has to make up 2. Reaching Stride down the far outside. Labrodi, Sawani Chick is creeping up the rails ever so slowly with just over a furlong left to go. Please Marry Me. Stepper right up alongside now, draws to within a neck. Please Marry Me, the leader. Stepper, though, now coming up, and Stepper grabs the lead just outside the 16th pole. Please Marry Me back to second. Reaching Stride, and down on the inside, Sawani Chick, Stepper, and Vincent Chamino going clear late. Stepper bet down to 4-5, going to win it by 3.5 in the end. Please Marry Me was second. Reaching Stride was third. 4, Sawani Chick. And the race is on. From the outside, Hope Over Fear is fourthly placed. Dioro Baby and Super Snake down along the inside. Those 3 are fastest as they go right across the course. Just in behind them, Quit Your Sniveling came away in decent order. Money Taker Andy won also in that second flight, as does Believe in Freedom, who now comes up to take over that 4th position. Down on the inside, She's Just Quality, and the yellow color starts to advance. Tip Hurrah is in behind runners. It's 4 more lengths, then back to Some Nights, and the early trailer is a lot of class, little sass. As up the back stretch, they do battle. Dioro Baby and Super Snake. Hope Over Fear looms up to their outside, a closer third now. It's a half length more. They're back to Believe in Freedom, who's in and amongst horses in fourth. Andy 1 advances fifth outside of She's Just Quality. The top six only separated by 4.5 lengths through an opening quarter in 23-1. Money Taker starts to move up from seventh, then comes Tipperon 8th. Some Nights is on the move from the back. Quit Your Sniveling has backpedaled through the field, is now last as Lot of Class Little Sass passes that one. 46-4 for the opening half mile. They have just over 3.5 furlongs remaining. Dioro Baby, a narrow leader. Hope Over Fear right alongside now. Here's Andy 1 in the black cap up on the outside. Hope Over Fear goes to the front. Andy 1 pushed along to come after that one. Down on the inside, Dioro Baby now back to third. Believe in Freedom is fourth, trying to get a move on. Lot of Class Little Sass, who was last early on, is circling up 5 wide on the far outside. Hope Over Fear and Jorge Ruiz turn for home in front. It's Hope Over Fear, the leader. Believe in Freedom is now second. Down the far outside, Lot of Class Little Sass is up to third. She's Just Quality now fourth. A final furlong left to go. Up on the front end, Hope Over Fear. Believe in Freedom trying to get to that one. She's Just Quality continues to progress down toward the inside. Still has to make up 4 in the final 16th of a mile, though. It's Hope Over Fear by the 16th pole. Believe in Freedom. She's Just Quality. Lot of Class Little Sass all chasing Hope Over Fear. Hope Over Fear to go on and win it here by 2. Second ended up pretty close. It's either Believe in Freedom or She's Just Quality. Fourth was Lot of Class Little Sass.